Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 46 of Speak On It, the Andy Pettit episode. That's the only, I think Bo Jackson, not Bo Jackson, what's the dude's name? Aaron Baines wore 46, Bo Outlaw wore 46, and that's where we at.
46 is like one of those numbers that fam, it's not sexy. It's
It's
really
not.
not sexy. There's nothing sexy about it. There's
I
nothing
think it's
sexy.
cool on a baseball jersey, but on a basketball or football jersey, like either you're a special teamer or you're here because you're the enforcer for the team. Like you're just here for violence. That's what I
Now, if
see.
you're a football player wearing 46, that's nasty. Like I know you're not getting a lot of playing time.
Not
I
at all.
know it. I know
Not at all.
it. I know it.
As always, I am your host, Danny Ocean, and I'm joined by the smoothest man on the planet, Losty Mix. Your Packers lost. How
Yo, why
are
we
you?
gotta start there? Nah, why we that's
I'm just,
that's
I'm
where we
just,
start.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to crack the ice.
Yes. For all you people that have been atting me, texting me, Instagram messaging me, Facebook messaging me, Snapchat messaging me, what else? I am in me, FaceTime in me. Yes, the Packers lost on Saturday. I am not doing well. Unlike y'all, I'm not used to my team just consistently losing. So the pain of losing always hurts in the playoffs because unlike most of you fan bases out here, my team is actually normally contenders. So when we lose, it hurts. It hurts because 8 times out of 10, the team that beat us wasn't really better than us. Some bullshit just happened. But I digress.
We will talk about the Packers at length in a moment. Just a quick reminder that this show is brought to you by goingfor2.com. Head over to goingfor2.com for all your fantasy needs. Just a reminder, starting on February the 2nd through February 22nd of this year, you can get $22 off your personal league podcast. Normally it's $100, so it'll be $78. That is $650 for a 12-person league. Again, the promotion runs from February 2nd to February 22nd. $22 off a customized league podcast with the Going for Two crew. D, tonight we're going to talk about the divisional round. We're going to talk about the Packers. We're going to talk about the Titans. We're going to talk about overtime rules. We're going to talk about the Bills. I have an apology for Josh Allen that I have written, and he deserves because I was very quick to trash him, and now he has proven me wrong. We're going to talk about Tyson Fury. We're going to talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think I'm a big baseball guy, but I saw that David Ortiz got in before the show started. We're going to talk about LeBron and the Lakers wasting LeBron's prime, well, the end of his prime. So, should we get cracking, or do you want to say anything, or?
Only thing I gotta say is when you get a chance, check your Twitter DMs. Check your Twitter DMs.
Me, or are you talking to the people?
No, I'm talking to you. When you get a
Okay.
chance, just check your Twitter DMs.
Okay, I will check my Twitter DMs as we speak. But while I do that, let's talk about the divisional round. It lived up to every expectation this past weekend with 4 of the most exciting games I think we've ever seen before. The 2-1 seeds went down, the Titans and the Packers. The Rams held off a Brady comeback. The Chiefs pulled out the win in OT. And just a game that was an absolute classic. D, who are the biggest winners for you this weekend?
The biggest winners for me, as I look at the landscape of what happened in this divisional round, I think the biggest winners for me, one would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey man, Chiefs. First off, Chiefs fans, I want to apologize. I said that the Bills were going to go in and pull one out. What I didn't know is that Josh Allen was never going to touch the damn football in overtime because, I mean, that's just the way the overtime rules work in the NFL. If you score a touchdown, you win the game. But a win is a win. So I want to start off by saying the Chiefs pulled out probably what I think is going to be the best game of this playoffs completely. I think it's going to be hard to beat that one. I think the Chiefs and Bills had a hell of a game. So I want to start off by saying I think the Chiefs were probably the biggest winners of this week. Next one, man, I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Going into Tennessee, it was going to be a low scoring game. With the energy of Derrick Henry coming back, I think the Titans had a lot of momentum on their side, and Joey B, man, he's got ice in his veins. Hey, you're able to pull one out against the Titans. Now you got a rematch against the Chiefs in the conference championship. I think that's exactly what the Bengals wanted because they know it's about to be another shootout. And the Chiefs, after you win an emotional victory like that one, it's kind of hard to come back and play against another good team.
So I am with you. For me, of course, it's the 49ers to go into Green Bay. And this isn't a shot at you. It's just a very impressive win because Jimmy G did absolutely nothing. Like, one of us could have played quarterback, and the 49ers would have still won that game. That's just really impressive how the defense shut Aaron Rodgers down. And then I'm with you. It's the Bengals. I had the Bengals going into Tennessee and winning. I did not believe in Ryan Tannehill. I didn't know he threw 3 picks. And then once I read that little piece about Derrick Henry having a metal plate in his foot, that man got surgery turned into RoboCop just to watch Ryan Tannehill throw 3 interceptions. That man should be sick.
Man, Derrick Henry was running with a fucking air fryer for a foot, and his quarterback just still let him down. I just know Derrick Henry probably went back into that locker room at some point and was like, "No way did I turn my foot into a metal casket for this guy to lose me the football game." Because defense did its job, gave him a chance, and then Ryan Tannehill just goes out and throws a bonehead pick. Now, Ryan Tannehill, I'm going to cut you a little bit of slack because some of those picks were just your receivers just didn't want to make the play. Receivers didn't want to make the play. But that first pick to start the game off, what the fuck was that, dog? Like, you eyed your receiver down and then threw it directly at the DB. What were you doing, Ryan Tannehill? Come on, man. You better than this. You better than this. You better than that.
No, he's not better than that. That is who he is. Let me ask you a question. How spooky was it for the Rams and their fans when Tom Terrific had the ball left at the end of the 4th? I thought he was going to do it. Like, if he had an extra minute, San Francisco will be flying across the country right now.
Let me tell you something. I know Ram fans were sitting there shitting on themselves, thinking, "No, the fuck, this guy is not about to do this shit again." Because what was it? It was 27-3.
Yeah, like they were down by a lot.
It was reminiscent of that Super Bowl, and they were just like, "It cannot be us again. Like, it cannot be us that pulls the Falcons move."
Yeah.
So, hey, man, that's why God gave y'all Cooper Kupp, who had one of the greatest. Who had arguably the greatest receiving season maybe in NFL history if you look at his numbers across the board. That's why you guys got him. That's why you guys went out and got Matt Stafford.
Should he win MVP? Because I am in the Cooper Kupp MVP wagon. I'm here. It should not be a quarterback this year. It should be Cooper Kupp. He got the Triple Crown.
He did get the Triple Crown. I mean, it's hard, right? Because if you look at the numbers wise and you compare them against most other receiving histories in the NFL, you would say this is arguably the greatest receiving season by a wide receiver ever. But then the counter argument is always going to be, well, someone had to throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So then why not put Matt Stafford in there? And I think both of you would be like, I mean, both of us would sit here and be like, yeah, Matt Stafford's not the MVP. Like they needed to throw Cooper Kupp the ball. Why? Because Odell's there. He's another prolific receiver, but Cooper Kupp's out there beating straight double and triple teams. I don't know. I'm with you. I could definitely see Cooper Kupp winning the MVP. But we both know it's a quarterback-driven league, and they got to give it to a quarterback. And I think, with the two MVP favorites losing at home in the NFC this week, how could you not give it to a player who won?
For me, I feel like if certain players hit certain thresholds, they should automatically get MVP, right? Like the Triple Crown, you should get MVP. You rush for 2,000 yards, you get MVP. You throw 50 touchdowns in the season, you get MVP. Like those kind of way. If someone cracks one of those
I'll add
three
one more in
thresholds,
there. I'll add one
huh?
more in there. I'm not
Go
going to
ahead.
say. I'm gonna add one more in there, and I don't think this player should win MVP, but he should definitely be in the conversation. Yo, if you tie the NFL record for sacks in the season, you should at
Yes,
least get one MVP vote. Yeah, your quarterback held your franchise hostage and maybe cost you a chance at really contending, but tying Michael Strahan's 22 and a half sack record, that's impressive. You should get
that's
at least
very
one
good.
MVP vote. I'm gonna
But
give you
people
that,
want to
TJ
say
Watt.
people are going to say it's because he had an extra game, but I don't care. It's still impressive.
Well, okay. To those people, I would say shut the hell up, because if the extra game was that important or meant that much, he would have broke the damn record. But he didn't. He tied it. So shut the hell up, dummies.
So with all four of those games coming down to the last play, there are four fan bases right now who are absolutely sick to their stomach at the way their season ended. Which team, which fan base should have the worst feeling of all the fan bases? And my answer is going to surprise you because I think you know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere else.
I know most of you want me to say the Green Bay Packers. I don't feel that way.
Okay.
I think it has to be the Buffalo Bills. It has to be the Buffalo. Yo, losing by a field goal, that's one thing. Losing in overtime when your team didn't even touch the ball, it is always sickening, because if your team would have if your coin toss chooser would have chosen the other side of the coin and they win that coin toss, you would have won, because that defense wasn't going to stop anybody. Now that to me is sick, because the Buffalo Bills went into Kansas City earlier this year, hit them boys with something vicious.
Yes.
Gave them the confidence to come to Kansas City this year, and I believe they went up a little bit in the game, and then they were just, once the Kansas City Chiefs tied it up, they were just trading points. And I guarantee when they went into overtime, the Bills were like, yo, if we win this coin toss, we're going to win the game. Like, no doubt about it. As soon as they lost that coin toss, everybody's stomach probably dropped for the Buffalo Bills. Like, yeah, your defense can get a stop, but at some point, you need to realize ain't no stopping it, Captain. Ain't no stopping it. Like, y'all, I know most of you out here don't really have many athletic bones in your body, so you don't really know much about the game of football outside of what the fuck you watch on a day-to-day every Sunday. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this: playing defense isn't easy. And two, guarding these super freak athletes isn't easy. Three, when an offense has you figured out and they know how to attack you, fam, you're getting cooked. I don't care who you have out there. You are getting cooked. Yeah, you need to make a stop. But at some point, offense is just better. Y'all weren't listening to Tom Brady when he said, yeah, defensive players aren't usually the smartest. It's not hard to play defense. It's not hard, but it is hard. And when an offense has you figured out, fam, you out of here. I don't care. When a quarterback has you figured out and they're grooving, you got a better chance of rejoining Kanye and Kim in marriage than stopping that offense.
Oh God.
Shout out to my boy.
For me, I agree with you. The Bills should feel bad, but they still have Josh Allen. For me, like Tampa Bay, like Tom Brady sound like he about to retire. Like you one retirement speech away from being some mid in the NFC South. Like we can go back to Jameis Winston being the best quarterback in the
Oh,
AFC
man.
South again. That's how bad it's about to be. The AFC South
Man.
and the NFC South and the AFC South are about to be one and the same. It's going to be some ugly ass football next year. Sean Payton just retired. We're going to talk about that later. Tom Brady might be out of there. Like it's going to get real. What you got, Matt Ryan? Like, can you imagine if the Falcons win that division?
All right, now hold on. Now, I know I've had a lot of Falcon slander in the past, but I'm gonna say, if Matt Ryan's the best QB in your division, that's not a terrible choice. Falcons fans, before y'all get on me, I don't think Matt Ryan's the real problem here. He's got some offensive weapons. They have offensive capabilities to be able to get some things done. they got to just be a little bit more consistent on the defensive end. I know they got a really good corner and what is his name? AJ Terrell, I believe is his name. He's a really, really good corner. I think he came out of Clemson. Like, get another one of those. Get another really good corner. Maybe beef up your defensive line because the game is one in the trenches, people. The game is one in the trenches. Beef up your defensive line. You're going to be probably the class of that division next year if you guys do that, if Tom Brady retires.
Is that saying anything, though?
Well,
is that saying anything when you got Sam Darnold, Jameis, and Taysom Hill as your competing quarterbacks? It's going to get real spooky in the NFC South.
Yeah, it is going to be real spooky. I ain't going to lie. The more I think about it,
It's going to get real spooky in the NFC South.
Yo, if Tom Brady retires, how many wins does it take to win the NFC South?
8.
No, stop it. No, you disrespect. An 8-9 team is not going to win that division.
8.
A 9-8 team is going to win that division.
What team scares you? A Panthers team with Sam Darnold, a Saints team with Taysom Hill, a Buccaneers team with, as we stand right now, who's a backup? Blaine Gabbert.
Yo, people sleep with my man Blaine Gabbert.
Okay. I am slumped. And then you have Matt Ryan in Atlanta. Like
9-8 wins that division. 9-8.
Not even like you can. It might even be 7 wins if the schedule will fall right. Like you might get
7-10 is not going to stop it. 7-10 is not going to win that division.
7-10
because you got to think about it like this: whoever wins the division is probably going to win. At least 4 divisional games. They're going to sweep one team. They're going to probably split with the other 2. And I think we both know the team will definitely get swept next year. It's the Panthers. I think the Panthers get swept by their division.
Panthers getting smoked. Hey, man. 8 wins will win you the NFC South next year.
If Tom Brady retires.
And then the second team that should feel bad is y'all. Like, that's probably Aaron Rodgers' last game in Green Bay. But
I've accepted it.
The thing that you guys have that the Tampa Bay fans don't have is hope, right? Because you have Jordan Love. Like, you guys are, hopefully, you got the hardest part of the rebuild over, and that's finding a quarterback. Like, if Tom Brady retires, Tampa Bay is stuck.
See, here's my thing. If Rodgers leaves, Devontae's leaving because I think I have seen the last of the Rodgers and Devontae connection in Green Bay.
Yes.
And if so, what's a quarterback without a dominant wide receiver 1?
I mean, you guys have a first-round pick, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and if you trade Aaron Rodgers, you're probably going to get multiple first-round picks. Like, if you guys, like, in my mind, you guys trade him to Denver, and in that package, you get Jerry Jeudy back. Because Devontae would probably go to Denver. You wouldn't want Jerry. Jerry Jeudy is a beast. He just had Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock thrown to him.
He is a beast, but Devontae is the best.
I mean, you're not going to get the best receiver in the league again. Like, you can. That's a pipe dream. But you can come back to earth with the rest of us and have a really good wide receiver 1.
Why does no one entertain the possibility of Aaron Rodgers coming back next year?
I will entertain that, but I just think it's over. It feels like it's over. Like you're in, like the Packers are in salary cap hell. Like you guys have the worst. Like it's you and then the Cowboys. Like who have like the worst.
Nah, you're thinking of the Saints. The Saints.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm thinking of the Saints. That's why Sean Payton left. Sean Payton ran the credit card bill up and left him with the bill.
Yeah. But we are going to have some salary cap difficulties. Well, no, we just have a lot of people on like who are on the last of their contracts, or on the last year of their contracts, or people who need to be brought back. So we're going to have to re-sign some people. We're going to have to give some pretty good, we're going to have to give people some good money. But I think even though I'm of the mindset that Aaron Rodgers probably won't be coming back, I think we need to entertain the fact that we could be running this right back next year. There's that's not the craziest possibility. That's what I'm saying.
There's an old Eagles executive. His name was Joe Banner, and he had this philosophy. It's better to get rid of a player 1 year early than 1 year too late. And I think you guys really need to take that to heart because it's time to let Aaron Rodgers go. And it's time to let Devontae Adams go. And if you can trade Aaron Rodgers to Denver for 2 or 3 first-round picks or a first-round pick, Jerry Jeudy in a second, then you do that in a heartbeat.
Okay, here's my last thing I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Aaron wants to win the Super Bowl. I think that's his objective.
Yes.
What does going to Denver do for you?
I don't know. I just keep it because the thing about Denver is Denver has a great defense. They have a great offense, but the problem is you got to face Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert twice. Like that'd be a tough division.
No. And Derek Carr. Like, we ain't gonna act like Derek Carr's a scrub.
Yeah, you're right. Like you got to face like 2 quarterbacks, and then the quarterbacks
who play top 10 quarterbacks and the top 12 quarterback 6 times a year. Yo, you're not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to get 3 wins off of that alone.
Just off that. So what are the other options for him? San Francisco, but San Francisco doesn't have the draft capital because they traded everything for Trey Lance. I don't know how you get Aaron Rodgers.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
So, like, what else you got? Miami? Well, he has to agree to go there. Like, where would Aaron want to go play?
Exactly. I think he'd want to go to Denver, but that's not going to put him in the best position to win another Super Bowl. Because, if your objective is to win another Super Bowl, you need to go to a team where, like, you're going to win the division at least. Yeah. At minimum, you're going to win the division. If you go to the AFC West, I mean, the Chargers are going to come back revamped. The Chiefs are going to come back the Chiefs. The Raiders aren't going to come back terrible.
No. So I've also heard Pittsburgh, and I don't – what's in Pittsburgh? Yeah, Again, that's a smaller version of the AFC West. Yeah. You go to the AFC North, you're going to get a healthy, pissed off Baltimore Ravens team. You're going to get a healthy Bengals team. Yep.
And the Browns are always guaranteed to at least play you very, very hard.
So it sounds like Aaron Rodgers needs to go to the AFC South.
AFC South, NFC South, or
he can go to Tampa Bay.
He could.
All right, so
we'll see.
So we got 2 conference championship games, 2 tickets to the Super Bowl this weekend. Who goes? You got Bengals versus Chiefs, and then you got the Niners versus the Rams.
Starting the NFC, Niners versus Rams. Hey man, I like the Rams. I like what they're doing. I like what they're putting together. I think when you look at their team on both sides of the ball, they have a lot of good playmakers. I think Sean McVay is really starting to get his team clicking. I think Matthew Stafford is starting to figure some things out. Hey man, I mean, if you can beat Tom Brady, I think you can beat Jimmy G.
That's fair.
I like the Rams. And the AFC, this one's tough because part of me is like, I think the Bengals are going to win this game because it's hard for the Chiefs to have such an emotional victory and then come back to face a team just as good and just as explosive. But at the same time, I'm like, well, the Chiefs are playing at home, and coming off that emotional victory, they could still be amped up and ready to go. But I'm not going to bet against Patty Mahomes. So I'm gonna go Chiefs. I think this is going to be a rematch of one of the greatest Monday night games ever. The Chiefs and the Rams. I think, if we get that matchup, it's balls to the wall. Who can get to 51st? In my opinion, which I think is what the NFL wants too. By the way, the NFL wants a high scoring 45 to 52-esque Super Bowl. They don't want another Brady versus Chiefs 17-10 Super Bowl because that don't help nobody out. Don't help nobody out.
The last perfect Super Bowl ever played was Eagles Patriots. That game was perfect. It was high scoring.
Has there been a pod yet where you don't bring up the Eagles winning that one lucky Super Bowl ring?
It was not luck. And we can. It was not luck. It was very much a dominant.
I just want y'all to know if the Saints didn't pull an all-time choker, y'all would have. They would have came up to New Orleans and they would have beat y'all boys down.
No, you know what would have happened to the Saints? No one was beating us that night in Philly. They would have got their ass beat. And I kind of wish it was them because I'm sick of
Yo, y'all were
Camaro.
playing Kirk Cousins, not Drew Brees.
Dog, I'm so sick
And
of the
y'all were
woulda,
extra
shoulda.
lucky that, I can't even say
Dog,
y'all were extra lucky that Aaron Rodgers didn't make it in that year because he was ready.
okay, whatever. Listen, I ain't got time for the shoulda, woulda, coulda Saints because every year they got something that held them back. That wasn't their own stupidity. I ain't got time for them. That's all they are. Every year is, well, we shoulda, and we woulda won this, and we woulda done that. Man, they bums, man. We ain't got time for New Orleans over here. I'm with you though. It's hard for a team to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. I think the Rams beat the 49ers, and I think they're going to do it rather convincingly. I think it's going to get
Well, they
ugly.
split. They split this season
I thought the 49ers beat them twice. I
Oh,
thought the
you're right. They
49ers
did because
swept
the
them.
49ers ran all over them in Santa Clara and then the game in LA. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
It's
You're
hard to
right.
beat a team 3 times in 1 year. And then like Joe Burrow is smooth, and if he go into Kansas City, he win in the Super Bowl. He having an LSU run, and that boy got all the juice. But dog, that's Patrick Mahomes. Like Patrick
It's him.
Mahomes, that's who he is now, right? Like, oh, dog, that's Patrick Mahomes. Like, watch your mouth.
Yeah. You just, man, watch your mouth now. That's Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes. Thing
like
about it is,
Johnny.
the best thing for the Bengals to do would be to run the ball.
Yes.
I know it's easier said, but they got some prolific wide receivers on the outside in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. But they got they got Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
No, let me tell you, if Gabriel Davis got to eat on that secondary, I can't imagine what Jamar Chase going to do.
Shout out to Gabriel Davis, by the way. That was one of the greatest games I've seen by a wide receiver in the playoffs. I mean, there's nothing you could have done. Your offense never saw the ball again. Like your offense legitimately never saw the ball again.
I saw a breakdown of that 70-yard bomb to Davis, and it was like most quarterbacks, because he had Knox in the middle free, and Josh Allen's arm is just so strong. He's like, nah, damn that dog. I'm gonna throw this joint. I'm gonna hum it right into his hands. Like, Josh Allen, I'm sorry, dog. I was wrong. You that dude.
He is.
You that dude.
I thought for the longest, I thought Josh Allen, like everyone remembered Josh Allen by that one bonehead play against, I believe it was Houston, where he did like the underhand throw, and everyone was just like, this guy, one of the best QB prospects, yada yada yada. Now they're just like, oh no, he's him. Nah, he's legit.
Oh,
shout out to Buffalo, man. Y'all got something going, but
Nah,
Mahomes
it's the wrong time. You exist like you Charles Barkley, dog. You just exist when Jordan here. That's your only issue. You here when Jordan here.
Poor Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, he's okay with it though. He's at peace with it. I think he became at peace with it. It's
I mean, that goes for that whole era. That goes for Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Stockton, and Malone. Like the only issue is y'all was alive and Jordan was in his prime. Like you was just a victim.
Yo, they're like, think about like how many players right now don't have rings because of the following athletes: Roger Federer, right?
Yeah,
Serena Williams, LeBron James, Tom Brady, like generational athletes that you were just alive. John Jones, George St. Pierre. I mean, you can name Floyd Mayweather. Like you can name a whole list of great athletes who just straight up were so great, they stole championships from people, and there was nothing you could do.
I'm gonna push back on that LeBron one just a little bit. Even though I'm a LeBron stan, he's lost 6 finals. There's plenty of dudes who won rings in LeBron's era.
Think about those teams, though. Think about those teams that beat LeBron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were special teams. You got the Warriors, 2011 Mavericks, the Spurs.
So the 2011 Mavericks probably the only one people were just like, but Dirk was still Dirk in that.
We're not going to dilute Dirk's greatness on this show.
I'm still giving him his props. Dirk was still Dirk in that year. So then you have the Spurs in
2007 Spurs. Tim Duncan was Tim Duncan.
That was a legendary Spurs team, and LeBron was very undermanned.
LeBron beat Detroit single-handedly. Like that's all I need to know from that playoffs. Yeah.
Now you take it to the 2013? No, 2014. No.
He won in 2012 and 2013.
2014, San Antonio Spurs, who shot the lights out. That was a really good team, though. 2015 Warriors team. That was the beginning of a dynasty. The 2017 Warriors might be one of the greatest teams ever. Top 2 or 3. The 2018 Warriors were just as good.
They had
I
Kevin
mean,
Durant.
they're just as good. 2019, that was the Raptors. 2020, that's when he won, and then
in the bubble, and then last year he didn't
yeah.
make it.
So,
So
what's up,
yeah.
Kyle?
What's up,
For
Kyle?
everyone who's listening, our guy Research Kyle Sinra is in the chat. He said, he said he's so happy to have Gabriel Davis on a rookie contract in a salary cap league. He also said, shout out to Buffalo for taking the best QB in the class, third. Way not to fall on the Josh Rosen landmine. That is very,
Dog, I
very
feel so sorry for Josh Rosen because
I also
Arizona
feel
did
sorry
him
for him.
dirty. Like
Arizona did him dirty.
Did him so dirty.
And then who was the other team he got traded to?
He was Tom Brady's backup in Tampa Bay the first year, right, for like 2 weeks. And then he went somewhere else. Like, I think he went somewhere else before Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Miami. Was it Miami? I think he was in
Might have
Miami.
been Miami. Might have been Miami.
Like,
yeah, Josh Rosen he just fell in an uncomfortable, unlucky situation because they were doing a rebuild and the coach didn't want him as his quarterback. He wanted Kyler Murray. So
it's the fact that he said Josh Rosen is my guy. Like Cliff Kingsbury's karma after that statement has never been the same.
That's why all his teams has fallen off in the second half.
Yeah.
He also Kyle also said Westbrook and Harden are two guys on the list of players without rings. Yep. Exactly. Like Russell Westbrook and James Harden, I hope I'm wrong here, but they might retire without rings, and they're going to be remembered for being these all-time great players who are in an era with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James, and you just couldn't win.
I believe in my heart of hearts, if that Rockets team didn't go ice cold, they would have won a championship. Like that team had everything. They just went cold at the wrong time.
They went crazy cold, and then on top of that, not only did they go crazy cold, but these motherfuckers wouldn't stop shooting it. Yo, take the layup, dog.
No. I appreciate that. I appreciate what does Shooter say? Keep shooting.
Keep shooting. Eventually, it's got to go in, right?
Yeah, you live by it, you die by it. Well, Kyle, this is interesting. So Kyle says the ultimate what if? What if the Cardinals went Lamar Jackson and Bosa instead of Rosen and Murray? You know what? I will say this. I think the Ravens are the only team in the league that had the vision to use Lamar Jackson the way they're using him now. I think every other team would try to force him to be a passer, and he probably would be out of the league by now, or he'd be a backup.
Yeah.
I think Harbaugh was the only one who had the vision. Like, hey, boy, this boy can run. He's from Florida.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to John Harbaugh, who's about to probably get a contract extension with the Ravens. Rightfully so, because he saw this kid play. He saw this kid win a Heisman, and I don't know how anyone could watch Lamar Jackson's Heisman winning season, then see he's eligible for the NFL draft and say, let's make him a pocket passer. Fam, no, because you're putting your team at a disadvantage. This guy, when he takes off in the open field, dynamic. Now all I need to do is surround him with, I'm going to say this. I believe if the Ravens surround him with a solidified super number one receiver, make Hollywood Brown the number two receiver with Mark Andrews, you're looking at a dangerous team. You're looking at a dangerous team.
There's a number one receiver on the market right now who's trying to go there, and his name is Antonio Brown.
Yo, did you see his I Am Athlete interview?
I watched a clip of it and then I stopped.
You got to watch the whole thing. You should watch the whole thing. Like when you get next time,
because he has an interview tonight with Brian Gumbel on Real Sports. I'm very intrigued to see how Brian Gumbel handles him, because I feel like the I'm an Athlete podcast would kind of like put the kid gloves. I feel like Brian Gumbel would be like, "Hey man,
I wasn't like that." See, Brandon Marshall, while Brandon Marshall, he does try to kind of get his point across about some things. He was late into what he was saying, and AB was getting his shit off too, because AB was like, "Hey man," AB's biggest point was, at what point does me as a man have to come in? Like, do the thing? At what point does the money not matter because the things that I believe in as a man is being tested and being stepped on? And his thing was like, Brandon Marshall's point was, sometimes you gotta learn how to. You and I both know, working in corporate America, sometimes you gotta play the game. And AB was like, "Hey fam, I'm not. Why I gotta play the game? Like, That's like limiting yourself mentally. And he's like, when you do that, you allow people to step all over you, be disrespectful for you, all because, you're trying to do this. And he was like, no, I don't need this. Like, I was like,
so
I
I'll
mean,
have
I
to
see
watch
what you're saying.
for
Yeah, you should
context.
watch it.
But from what you're saying, and I would say to Antonio Brown, like, you're not good enough to act like that. Like, you're not skilled enough on the field to act like that. Like, Lamar Jackson could probably act like that. But AB doesn't have it like that anymore. To be acting like that, like to be worth the headache, you got to bring something special to the table.
But you also got to take into consideration too of what his situation was. Not even trying to shoot him some bail, but I'm trying to put in some perspective. Go to a team where the head coach is very adamant and vocal on the fact that he does not want you there.
That's true.
And the only reason why you're here is that one of the greatest QBs ever is on the squad, and he wanted you here. Yes. So take that into consideration. Now you on the sideline, and you already, like, the team needed you to win the Super Bowl the year before. Now this year, down the stretch, you've had one of your most reliable receivers get hurt. So they need you because Mike Evans was also hurt. Leonard Fournette's also hurt. So they need Antonio Brown. He's trying to play through an injury. He's already frustrated because he's hurt. You know this. Athletes, when they're hurt, they're already frustrated because they can't perform at the way they are. He can't really go out there and do what he needs to do to be effective the way he needs to be effective. They're in this must-win game, and he's trying to play through the injury that he has. Can't. And not only that, not only can he not really play, when he is trying to be out there playing, they're not throwing him the ball. So he gets a little bit frustrated, and then your coach comes up to you and tells you, I need you to get back in there, and you're telling them, hey, yo, like, I am hurt. Like, this is really compromising my health. And he hits you with you're out of here, the fuck out of here. How do you respond?
I hear you. So for AB, I think he would have gotten more leeway or even forgiven, even the way he left the field, if he hadn't turned his back on Brady.
That's true. But he has kind of walked back some of those comments, by the way.
Good, because like after that happened, like I think like the week after, like we started getting information that what AB was saying was pretty much true, and that the Bucs are trying to spin it, right? So like if that were the case, like AB would have a legit case with the NFLPA. Like he could probably recoup his money, and he probably would get another shot with another team. But the fact that he
think he's going to get a shot with another team, by the way.
He will in the middle of next year. But the fact that you turned your back on Brady, like the dude that vouched for you, like that's hard to walk back from, because he was the only one, like you said, that's the dude that got you here.
True. That's true. Yo, Kyle in the chat said, oh, God. Ravens had a plus 5.3 DVOA on special teams in 2021. Easily the best in the league. Packers were a negative 5.2 in dead ass last. Impressive special teams coaching from Harbaugh to be as good as Green Bay is as bad. Kyle, yes.
That's a hell of a stat.
What an Achilles heel to have. Yo, to all you folks out there that think you know football, there are 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. You need all 3 to win a game. And if you don't believe me, watch that game on Saturday night. The 49ers didn't win. The Packers just lost it.
No, we don't do that here. The 49ers won.
Okay. They won the game, but the Packers also lost the game, because they had the game in hand. Yo, people, the Packers are getting ready to walk out of that game with a 7-0 or 10-0 victory, and then a block punt happened, and it just shifted the whole dynamic of the game.
Are you mad that Aaron Rodgers missed Allen Lazard in the middle of the field? Because that was the throw. Like, he tried to force feed Devontae Adams when he had Lazard right in the middle.
It was something that was very, very frustrating. It was very, very frustrating, because as I was watching, and especially as I was watching like some of the notes by the beat reporters after the game, I was just like, dude, like, if this is a regular season game, he takes Allen Lazard 10 times out of 10. He takes that throw to Allen Lazard like 10 times out of 10. We get to the postseason, he wants to force feed Devontae Adams. Mind you, I get it. Devontae Adams is that dude. So part of me is like, yeah, I would too in these type of situations. But also part of me is like, yo, you got to take the open man. Because you know who also knows that that Devontae Adams is going to get the ball or is going to be force fed the ball? The other damn team. And they start playing off of that. It's frustrating. I mean, it definitely felt like it was an underwhelming performance, which I think I've said, in the last couple of playoff games of the Packers, it's felt like it's felt like it's been a little underperforming. But
So speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he and Brady lost this weekend in the divisional round, and there are speculations that this is the last time we'll see both of them. So do you think we see either of them on the field next season? And if we do we see them in different uniforms?
Yeah. I think we see one or both retire. I think me and you might be leaning the same way here. I think Tom Brady might be ready to call it a career. I think when you look at Brady with 7 rings, you're arguably known as the second best quarterback of all time behind Aaron Rodgers.
Shit. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yo, America, I need y'all to know, y'all will never, ever, ever get me off of the Aaron Rodgers is the greatest to ever play band. I am going to die a very fine black man saying Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. So when y'all see this clip and y'all say, "Oh, but 7 rings," I want you to know Brady has been on 7 of the best teams of all time. That's why he's won 7 rings. But when we're talking about playing the QB position, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers 10 days out of 10 because he's the greatest of all time. Tom Brady's just the most accomplished. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Aaron is the most talented. Tom is the better quarterback.
If he's the most talented, that would make him the best of all time at playing the quarterback position. But I think that we see one or both retire. And I think if I had to choose one to retire for sure, I think it's going to be Tom Brady. Because I think at what point does Tom kind of realize, hey, man, I love playing the game of football. I'm very, very good at it. But what else do I have left to prove? I also think part of Tom wants to be a family man. He's probably ready to be a family man, ready to give back to his kids, pour back into his family. So it wouldn't surprise me. I think if Aaron Rodgers comes back next year, I'm like 70% sure he plays for another team. And, even at that, how many more years would he really have? Mm-hmm. So I think either one or both ends up retiring.
I'm with you. So after talking to the Aaron Rodgers thing, I don't know what team he goes to. I think he wants out of Green Bay. So I think he comes back in another uniform. I think Tom's done. Like I read snippets of his pod last Monday or last night, and he's talking in past tense now. Like he's talking like a man who's on his way out. So Tampa Bay, back to where you belong. Good luck with that. I'm telling you,
that's so hilarious, yo. Tampa Bay had 2 years of like incredible success. Like, yo, this is what I think. I think Tom Brady at the end of his New England days called Peyton Manning and said, "Hey, man, that shit that you did in Denver, tell me about that. Tell me about that experience. How'd you do that?" And Peyton probably hit him with, and Peyton was like, "Hey, man, don't expect to just win it all in your first year." Then he goes and wins it all in his first year, and then he's like, "All right, might as well got to come back to try to repeat." Now that he's not repeating, he's like, "All right, dog,
I got nothing left.
I ain't got nothing left."
So Kyle asked a very interesting question that I want to hear your answer to. Kyle said, if Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl this year, at what point will he be better than Aaron Rodgers? Because some of those throws he made on Sunday were just ridiculous.
Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I think he's going to have a legendary career. The day that he becomes better than Aaron Rodgers is the day that Aaron Rodgers rolls over in his fucking grave. I'm just going to be frank with you. All those throws Mahomes did, Aaron's already done. Let me tell you the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. One played with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, and the other one did not. One played with a decent defense consistently. The other one's defense was a 2-pack of ass. Here's what I'll also add.
Okay.
I think in moments of stress and duress situations, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have one bona fide excuse me. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have one bona fide target that he just forces the ball to. Forces the ball to. Aaron Rodgers, that's when Aaron Rodgers finds a number one receiver that he loves, he is going to love that one receiver. And he's going to love that one receiver. I don't know. But you're asking Aaron Rodgers stand though. So I would say never, but some people might disagree with me. And that's cool. I mean, it's all personal preference, eye test sort of thing, but
I will be.
Kyle, that's not Adam. That's not Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams shade.
Yes, it is, Kyle. Because I thought the same thing. I was like, Aaron has had some dudes. Aaron hasn't had like
has had some dudes, but he didn't have prime Jordy Nelson and prime Devontae Adams on the same team at the same time.
Yes, he did.
This guy, Patrick Mahomes, has prime Tyreek Hill and prime Travis Kelce playing at the same time. Fam, there's no way for a defense to double team either one. Like, you can't cover both of them because you got to double team one, the other one's going to get open. It's really not fair.
So, for me, it's Patrick Mahomes has been a full-time starter 4 years, and he's been in the AFC Championship game every single year. If you want to hold off on that he's better than Aaron Rodgers, I hear you, and I respect that, but I'd say he's already better. And if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he'd already have Aaron 2-1 5 years into his career.
Guys, Super Bowls and wins are not a quarterback stat.
They're not, but
that is a team stat, yo.
Okay.
Like, so Jimmy G just won a game and that guy didn't do shit.
Okay, I agree. Wins aren't a QB stat.
Super Bowls aren't either.
Okay.
We are Tom Brady's fucking up the game. Tom Brady fucked up the game, has all y'all thinking that rings are what makes a quarterback great. Yo, how many people out here don't have Dan Marino in their top 10? Now, how many people got Trent Dilfer in their top 10? You see what I'm saying here?
Trent Dilfer's top 10.
Huh?
Trent Dilfer is in Trent Dilfer's top 10.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, you see what I'm saying here? Like, QBs can help. They obviously contribute a tremendous amount to a team win, but there are a lot of teams that have won with below average. Yo, Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl ring. Do you put him in
elite?
Do you put him top 15 all time, top 20 all time because he had one of the greatest postseason runs ever? No, you would say he got on the hot streak and his defense kept up with him because he had an all-time great defense too. Wins are not a QB stat. Super Bowl rings are not a quarterback stat. Now, quarterbacks can definitely influence or contribute a lot to wins by their play and their pacing of the game. A quarterback can take over a game, but he can't win the game for you. He can put you in position to win the game. I don't win the game for you.
Patrick Mahomes won that game.
Did he?
Aaron Rodgers has won games on Hail Marys. The Hail Mary God. All right, so
it takes two to tango in that. There's a lot that goes into that one Hail Mary throw.
Yes,
your blocking's got to be right. No lineman got downfield. Somebody had to go up and catch a fucking Hail Mary ball. And in Mahomes' case on Sunday, in Mahomes' case on Sunday, who caught it? Was Tyreek Hill, right? Tyreek Hill caught the game.
Kelce caught the touchdown in overtime.
Yeah. Yo, do you realize at what point the think about what got them to that to Kelce catching the game-winning touchdown? You just had Tyreek Hill burn your entire defense for a 64, 74-yard touchdown, right? So we're in overtime. What do you think that defensive coordinator told y'all? Yo, do not let Tyreek Hill beat you over the top. So what does that mean? You roll your coverage to Tyreek Hill's side. When you do that, who do you leave open? Because you got a man on, you basically man to man with Travis Kelce. And like I was saying before, Aaron Rodgers ain't got a super stud. Aaron Rodgers ain't got. He's never had two solidified number one wide receivers at one point. That's what Patrick Mahomes got. Because you can put to cover Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, you need 13 men on the field. People, you can only put 11 on the field.
Speaking of that game, let's talk about these overtime rules. Do they need to change, or do you feel like a defense needs to make a stop?
Okay, I know a lot of people want the NFL to adapt the college football rules and letting both teams have a chance. Y'all, this is the National Football League. These guys are paid millions. These are the best football players on planet Earth. Your defense needs to stop. Your
Yep.
defense needs to make a stop. As someone who lost the NFC Championship game off of these same rules, I still wouldn't change them. Your defense needs to make a stop.
I
Plain
agree.
and simple.
They're
Plain and
professionals.
simple. Like
Yeah.
they are professional. Like these are literally the best football players on God's green earth. Make a stop. Make legit. Make a stop.
Make a stop. Oh, Kyle says I prefer the CFL rules, but the NFL has decided to keep it, so I'm fine with the way it is. What are the CFL?
What are the Canadian Football League overtime rules, Kyle? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, can you let us know while he does that? I'm with you. You get paid millions. Make a stop.
Make a stop. Make a stop. Yo, there are in NFL games. Teams make stops on fourth downs. That's essentially what this is. This is 4-down territory every down. You have to just get a stop. Get a stop. Goal line stands.
Field goal.
Or hold them to a field goal. Yeah, it took them 70 years for the game not to end on a field goal on the first drive. It would take a while to change more. Exactly. Yo, the NFL is not just going to change up the rules. Okay, so Kyle said the Canadian Football League rules are similar to the NCAA rules, from what I understand. Y'all, they're never changing it to an NCAA similar style format because one, it's going to get ridiculous. Let me tell you why they're never going to do this. Because if you put the best offense, if you're putting the best football players on earth at the 25-yard line and telling them to score a touchdown, do you know how long that game's going to be before before you get a stop? I mean, we're going to be playing for hours. Why? Because after a certain number of overtimes, they got to go to 2-point conversions. Fam, that even gets more ridiculous. Y'all, if you think losing on the opposing team just going down and scoring a touchdown is getting bad, then after a certain amount of times, no. Let me start over. If you think going into overtime and a team driving down the field, scoring a touchdown is heartbreaking, imagine if they changed the rule to imagine if they changed the rule to NCAA format only after the second or third overtime you have to go for 2. Imagine your team losing on a 2-point conversion, a failed 2-point conversion. Fam, nah. I don't even want that type of heartbreak. No, I'm good. Stop it.
Okay. So Kyle said that each team, I guess these are the CFL rules, each team gets a possession starting on the opponent's 35. You have to go for 2 if you score a TD, and then he reminds us that it works because you only get 3 downs in Canadian football instead of 4. That sounds very entertaining.
Does sound entertaining, but I don't like it.
No, I don't like it. I'm with you. Make a stop. Like, okay, you didn't get the coin toss and they get the ball. We'll make a stop.
Make a stop.
Make a stop. Sean Payton's out in New Orleans. We've talked about it earlier. Any thoughts on Sean Payton?
Sean Payton, look, my man Sean Payton said, "Yo, Taysom Hill, I'm gonna get you the bag, homie," and then that's it. That's the great. I think Sean Payton getting Taysom Hill the bag might be one of his 5 best accomplishments of his career. Because
he ain't done much else.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all, Taysom Hill's contract is the NFL equivalent to the deal that Chandler Parsons got.
Oh, God, the one with the Mavericks or the one with the Grizzlies?
Both.
Oh God, I remember we got Chandler Parsons. I was so excited, and then
couldn't stay healthy.
I realized why
Yeah, I said he couldn't stay healthy and he stunk.
Yeah, I remember. I realized when they paired him with Dirk and Chandler Parsons, and I saw Chandler, I was like, oh yeah, Dirk not getting anywhere close to it. Yeah, he good. We done here.
He nasty, man.
So
Sean Payton, good career, man. Hey,
he not retiring. Sean Payton will be in Dallas next year. He ain't going nowhere. I ain't falling for that.
Y'all gotta stop this. Yo, we gotta, the media and you Dallas fans have to stop this Sean Payton in, Mike McCarthy out sort of dynamic, because
I think there's some juice to that,
I don't
but
I don't think there should be a lot of juice to it because, hey man, at the end of the day, players gotta play and they gotta execute.
yeah, and we know. I think people who follow this show at any point in time know that I think I'm not a fan of Sean Payton. I don't get it. Man had prime Drew Brees for 8 years, won one Super Bowl. Like, I don't get it.
Well, excuse me. Again, it goes to what I said earlier. Super Bowls and wins are not a QB stat.
I'm saying, if Sean Payton was this great coach that everyone keeps telling me he is,
Oh,
I feel like he'd have more to show than one Super Bowl with 15 years of Drew Brees.
it's hard to win a Super Bowl, man. I'm telling you, it is hard to win a Super Bowl. That's
I,
why
I know.
people, and I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. If you've seen your team win a Super Bowl, that should hold you off for at least, at minimum, 10 to 30 years. Because it's
That's a
that
big
hard
window.
to win a Super Bowl. It is that people, y'all let Brady fool y'all into thinking that everyone can just win these Super Bowls
No, that's what
anytime they
makes it
want.
more impressive.
And you know what people also forget? There was like a what was it, about a 10-year span where Brady didn't win a damn ring.
He still got 7 though. Like, that is impressive.
He's won 4 this in the last 10 years.
Like, Patriot fans have
Not
got
less
to
than that.
see
He's
this
won 4 in like the
6
last 8
years,
years or so.
which is insane. 50% of the time he's winning a ring. Like, that is absolutely absurd.
But it's also, it's what I'm also saying is like, yo, there was a span where he didn't win any Super Bowls.
Yeah. But he's raised that thing 7. I'm just saying, like, the fact that how hard it is makes it more impressive. And Sean Payton, I don't get it. Like, I keep seeing stuff like, oh, if Sean Brady goes to Dallas, y'all better be scared. Like, scared of what? What am I afraid of?
Exactly.
You wrote this question down, and it's very, very intriguing. And we might have to wrap up after this because this is going to take a long. If is Ryan Tannehill the best, worst QB in the league, or is he the worst average QB in the league? This had my main in a cluster for like 4 hours today.
I would say Ryan Tannehill is the worst average quarterback in the league.
Yes.
I would say he is the worst average quarterback in the league. Now, no, I have to take that back. I don't think he's the worst. I think he's the second worst average quarterback in the league. And the only quarterback worse is Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I was about to ask you. That's what I was like, this dude.
The only average quarterback worse than Ryan Tannehill is Baker Mayfield. And that should tell you what you need to know. Let me tell y'all something, man. Ryan Tannehill, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just not a good one. So he's an average one. He's a pack of mid. And what do you get when you get a pack of mid for a QB? You get a QB who throws a pick on the very first play of the game off a bonehead throw. Titans fans. I know what y'all thinking. We're a QB away.
So is everyone.
So is like, I would say, so is about 22 other franchises.
I know this would never happen, but would you trade Ryan Tannehill for Tua Tagovailoa?
Fam, why with the Titans and the Dolphins?
I said it would never happen.
That is a complete mid off. That's a mid off. Like, no one wins. Everyone's mad. Matter of fact, yo, if I was a football player, my GM traded Ryan Tannehill for Tua Tagovailoa, I might fight him myself. Like, yo, dog, really? This is the best you can get?
I'll take it one step further in the disrespect. And before I do that, Cal asked, is Baker even an average QB? I think he is when healthy. I know he has some shoulder.
Healthy Baker Mayfield is so average. Like,
yeah,
so average.
And this will never happen again because they're in the same division. If the Colts call you and say, hey, we'll give you Carson Wentz in a conditional second round pick for Tannehill, do you take it?
Fuck no. Yo, if you can't beat the 2-win Jacksonville Jaguars, dog, if you can't beat the 2-win Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm good. I'd rather ride till the wheels fall off with Ryan Tannehill than put faith in Carson Wentz winning you a chip, dog. Again, that's not even a mid-off. That's you selling catnip as weed. That's what you're doing.
Not
Fam, no. Kyle said that the Titans will win that Dolphins trade just for the contract. He also said for that Carson Wentz trade you just mentioned, the second round pick would be tempted.
Yeah,
that should tell you something, because you're basically getting Carson Wentz for free. You're getting a second round pick, fam. Just tell you all you need to know about Carson. Yo, do you think the Colts really don't regret trading for Carson Wentz? Because I think
they absolutely regret it.
Yeah,
how can you not?
How can you not? First round pick for that.
That's their problem, because we got 3 of them things, baby.
Yo, at what point do the Colts go to this man's house? I'm not talking about Carson Wentz, but the player I'm about to mention. At what point do the Colts go to Andrew Luck's house, get on one knee, get on both knees, and just beg?
No.
Yo, I'm sorry. Please reconsider.
Did you see Andrew Luck at the national championship game? He looks like an IT manager. That man ain't coming back to football. He done lost all that weight. He looked like he gonna come in and update your MacBook, and then he gonna go home and eat beef jerky. He ain't coming back.
Washington, Indianapolis. I don't know how you guys wasted 2 generational quarterbacks' careers. I really don't know.
I know how you waste RG3 career.
Yeah, with that sorry-ass medical training staff trying to rush that man back from injury. What is wrong with y'all?
Man, leg hanging.
I think that is the only time in my life when RG3 was playing for Washington. That was the only time in my life where I actually rooted for a DC team, just a sliver, because I like RG3 as a football player.
Last thing before we get out of here, let's talk about your Lakers. Are they wasting? What's this? Probably LeBron's last prime year.
I think he's got many more prime years left. Have you seen that guy play? I think they are wasting an all-time great LeBron James year. And I'm going to shout out my guy Dylan Simmers. Beginning of the season, or before the season, in the preseason, he watched us go winless, and he hit me up. He's we're both big Laker fans. He hit me up and said, "This team's ass. We are going to struggle to make it into the playoffs. Mark my words." And I said, "Nah, bro, we good. We got Bron, we got Russ, we got AD, we got Melo. We gonna be good." And he said, "Watch this. This team is going to be a 3-pack of ass." He called it to a T. This team stinks. LeBron, you may say you're not chasing Kareem's scoring record, brother. But you know what? I don't think Beyonce's fine. See how I lied at the camera too?
Jesus.
See how I lied looking at the camera too? Brian, you chasing that record because you and me both know. It ain't happening, Captain. It ain't happening, Captain. See Shaq behind me right here? He's talking about how the Lakers losing right now because they're currently losing to the Nets at half. I'm telling you, Brian, go ahead and chase that record, dog. I'm on the road to Kareem with you. I'm on the road to Kareem with you.
If you guys stay up late enough, you can watch the 5th-seeded Mavericks tonight play the Warriors. The Mavericks have had the best defense in the NBA since January 1.
They won 8 out of 10 too. They won 8 out of 10 too.
I don't know what Jason Kidd said to Luka to make him play some defense, but I'm glad he said it.
Hey, he probably slapped him around a little bit. Told him, "Hey, man, get it together, dog. Get yourself in shape." He told Porzingis, "Yo, you 7 foot. Stop playing like a bitch."
And now he blocking shots.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need Frank Vogel to say that to my boy came back. He came back. He came back for this game, so I ain't gonna say it to him.
You got anything else for the people?
To my fellow Packers fans, I don't know when this pain will end. I can only say that while the sting of defeat hurts, we must appreciate the greatness that we have watched over the past 14, 15, 16, 17 years with Aaron Rodgers. And we have to appreciate all he's done for our franchise. We will never see a talent like Aaron Rodgers ever again. And I can only hope that when he leaves the Green Bay Packers after this year, more than likely, He goes on to do incredible things, whether it's on or off the field. And my fellow Packers fans, I just ask that you acknowledge the Jordan Love era that we're about to be in, and we support this team through this rebuild that we're probably going to be on. And we likely cannot walk around talking as if we are the class of our division, even though we know we're the class of our division. It just got a little bit tighter now because Kirk Cousins just might be the best quarterback in the division after this offseason, which is going to be nasty.
That was a great eulogy. I do have one more thing for the people. 1 second, my bad. I had this thought the other day. I haven't shared this with you yet, but I was thinking about the Cotton Bowl and how it feels mad racist that black kids have to go play in a bowl called the Cotton Bowl with a cotton ball stitched to their jersey. I just like that joint don't feel right at all.
Yo, what is wrong with you, yo?
So
what's wrong with you?
Dog, hear me out. You asking a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old black kids to fly to Texas to play in the Cotton Bowl, and then you stitch a cotton ball emblem on their jersey and ask them to go around and hit each other. Dog, that sound like some.
But you're missing out on the best part. They're playing in Jerry's World.
Dog, have you seen
They're playing in one of the 3 best stadiums in all of football.
Jerry is just an older version of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Django.
Oh my God.
It just feels so wrong to have a bunch of black kids running around playing in the Cotton Bowl. I need to talk to somebody.
Yo, there's no way anyone watched Django and saw Leonardo DiCaprio's performance and didn't think, yo, he played that awfully well. He played that awfully well.
That was a little too natural for me. That look a little
hey, Leo, you throwing around that N-word with no hesitation, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Yo, you think when Leo read that script, you think he when they did the read-throughs, he actually said the word?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Like here's the thing about if it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, you know he gonna have some white dude in that joint dropping the N-word. So when he wrote that script,
my God,
he probably was like, this fits Leo perfectly. Like he probably wrote it with Leo in mind.
Now I gotta know. I be wondering how Quentin Tarantino be selling these scripts to these actors. Look, but for the record, Quentin Tarantino has directed like 2 or 3 of my favorite movies of all time. But I've always wondered, how did he sell some of these actors into these scripts? Like, how did you sell Jamie Foxx? Not Jamie Foxx. How did you sell Leonardo on dropping this word that many times, knowing the reaction's gonna get?
So Quentin Tarantino's greatest thing he ever did was sell John Travolta and Samuel Jackson on his skill set. Because if those two hadn't co-signed for him, I don't think he'd be here right now, right? Did Reservoir Dogs come out before Pulp Fiction? I think Pulp Fiction was his first, like his directorial debut was Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction was 1994. Reservoir Dogs was 1992.
Okay, well, because Reservoir Dogs is excellent. So maybe whatever, him selling Samuel Jackson on his skill is why he's here. But if it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, you can guarantee there's going to be a white dude saying N-word. Also, black boys, black people should not be playing in any bowl named the Cotton Bowl. It just doesn't.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
D, where can the people find you before we get kicked off?
Hey, people, you can find me at Los Deemix on Instagram, on Twitter. After a couple day hiatus, I am back on Twitter, tweeting through my pain with the rest of you. The only other thing I have left to say, yo, to you Hall of Fame voters for baseball, kiss my ass, dog. If you want to keep Barry Bonds out because he quote unquote cheated, then you motherfuckers better not have cheated on one damn test in your fake ass journalism school either. Because let me tell you something, with or without the steroids, that's one of the greatest of all time. And I don't even watch baseball like that. And I know Barry Bonds stats laps a lot of people's stats in the fucking Hall of Fame. So fuck you guys. You don't know what you're talking about. The MLB needs to fix that.
That's all I got. You can find me on Twitter at MadAds14. That's it for us. Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame. Stop making black people play in the Cotton Bowl.
And
Peace.
shout out to our guy Kyle. Kyle,
Shout
all
out
love.
Kyle.